A warm welcome, everyone, to Yoga for Cancer. I'm Tari Prinster. If you have joined me before, hearty welcome back. And if you are new to these broadcasts, Yoga for Cancer, a hearty welcome to you too. I am in my yoga studio, my virtual yoga studio, and today I will be joined by two other yoga teachers for Yoga for Cancer in their yoga studios. I have Sheila in New York and Dale in New Hampshire. And Sheila is going to be doing the practice from a chair. So she's going to give you a quick demonstration here of how to sit properly in a chair. And see, she is sitting forward. Her back is not leaning on the chair. No way, Jose. Okay, she's coming right forward and her feet are underneath her knees, right on the floor. So, and Dale there in New Hampshire, we will be doing yoga on yoga mats, and I ask you to have some props. I'm using my paper towels underneath my thighs and sitting on some just regular blankets here folded up. So when we sit up, when we sit on something, Sheila's already in a chair, I'm sitting on blankets that allows for our hips to be higher than our knees. And this, of course, is a way that the spine then becomes nice and tall and sits upright in its proper alignment. I'm using the paper towel rolls, which are very convenient, the newest, latest, hottest item in yoga props, because my hips are a little tight and my knees will not come to the floor. So sitting tall. Today's class, we are going to focus on the side effect of fatigue. Fatigue is common to most people who are in cancer treatments. And the reason cancer treatments cause fatigue is because cancer treatments alert the immune system. They put it on high alert, and also an extreme demand on the rest of the body and all of the other systems of the immune system. Now, this is the result of treatments, but this result of stress and anxiety, also hard on the body, can cause fatigue. So fatigue is something that, alas, I was so excited when I first found the studies, real good research studies that showed both in the regular population who did yoga and in cancer patients and survivors who did yoga, that yoga will be your best solution to fatigue. The counter to fatigue is movement. I was so surprised when I found that out. And that is why we bring you this yoga practice here today, to help you find how yoga does that. And I believe that yoga does that by bringing balance into your life, balance to the effort that you put into life, to the effort that chemo treatments and other cancer treatments are putting into your life, and brings it into ease. So we're going to see how that works with our yoga practice. Sitting up nice and tall, and we're now going to ask you, if you have your legs crossed, to cross them the opposite way, because that keeps the spine in balance too. And the next thing we're going to do is marry movement, which is the core of yoga for cancer and the solution to fatigue. We're going to marry movement with breath, with breathing. And the effects of that marriage are going to keep our spine nice and healthy and strong. So the first thing we do is to take our hands onto our knees like this. And as I breathe in, I let my heart come forward and I look forward, not to the ceiling, but just forward. As I breathe out, I round my spine slightly. So that's 2 ways to move the spine. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, a little back bend, looking forward, and the exhale rounds my spine. Then I come to a nice long spine on an in-breath. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring my hands behind my head, holding up that nice big head, which is so heavy, 10 pounds or more. As I inhale here, again, I'm going to look up towards the ceiling. And as I exhale, rounding the spine a little tiny bit. Inhale, elongate back to center, looking straight forward this time. As I exhale, I'm going to twist to the left. The in-breath brings me back to center, and I exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the left hand down to the floor. Another elongation as I lift the right elbow up and side bending on the exhale, matching that move of side bending to my exhale. The inhale brings me back to center. I'm going to exhale and bring my right hand down. Elongate first, side bending on the exhale. So matching movement and breath. Inhale back to center. I'm going to keep my hands here in the back of my neck. As I inhale here, because I'm cradling my head and inhale, it's okay to sort of look up towards the ceiling because you're protecting that neck. But the exhale rounds you forward. Inhale back to center, moving with the breath. It's the exhale that brings you into a twist to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale brings you into a twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, left hand down or to the side of your chair. Inhale, lift the elbow up. And exhale, side bending to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, the right hand down. The in-breath elongates the spine up. And the side bend comes to the right on the exhale. Inhaling back to center. And we'll do that one more time, maybe a little more quickly. Inhale, looking, arching up, back bend. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, center, elongate. Exhale, twisting one direction. Inhale, center, elongate again. Exhale, twisting to the opposite direction. Inhale, center, and exhale, bring that left hand down. The elongation first, lifting that elbow up, and the side bend from the exhale. Inhale, back to center, supporting the neck. Exhale, opposite hand down. Elongate first, and side bending over to the right. Inhale, coming back to center, and I end up with my hands back onto my knees where they started. Excellent. So if you are sitting in a chair, you can do everything we do in the chair, but it's for the sake of giving you access to coming to the floor, which we will do later. I'm going to lengthen my legs out and use my paper towels underneath to support my thighs, which feels nice and good. And from here, I'm going to stretch my hands down my legs, inhaling. Exhale, slide them back up again. Now, how far down do I go? I inhale and slide them down until my heart wants to come in front of my nose. And then I stop and say, no, nose back there. Exhale, lengthen up. Now, one more like that. Inhale, come forward till your heart is still in front of your nose, and exhaling and back. And then I'm going to bend my left leg. So bend your left leg. Actually, remove your props now, and you'll probably be okay. If you need it for your knees or something, it's always there. Bend your left leg, bring your right foot right in front of the left foot. And take your hands and wrap them around your front shin. That would be your right shin. On an in-breath, I'm going to bring my heart way in front of my nose. And on an out breath, I'm going to round my spine just slightly. So all I'm doing here is 2 movements of the sump, 3 movements. Inhale, coming forward to a back bend. Exhaling, rounding to a forward bend. Then inhale to elongation, where I'm neither back nor forward. And wrap that left hand around my right shin. Inhale and elongate the spine. And then as I exhale, twisting right as my right shin slightly goes left, looking over my right shoulder. Inhale, back to center, that's elongation. And we'll do that 2 more times, matching breath and movement. The exhale twists you to the right. Inhale, center and elongate. Exhale, twisting as you exhale. And then coming back to center again, stretch both legs out in front of you. Maybe give them a little squeeze. That also helps to move lymph in the body. And we're going to take it very, very gently, bring the right knee down and the left knee in front. So with the effort that you give here to inhale and bring your heart forward, let the exhale support an easing of the spine as you round forward. Inhale, a little effort, making a nice deep crease in your left hip, and the exhale is a release, a relaxation. That's where the ease in our effort and ease comes from. Last one, inhaling forward, and the exhale, rounding the spine. We find a little effort in all of these poses. Inhaling the left arm up now, and we're going to take the exhale to make us come into a twist to the left side. I have a real strong anchor, inhaling back to center on my left shin, and the exhale keeps me anchored in my upright spine. One more like that. The inhale brings me forward, and the exhale twists me slightly to the left side. Now let's come all the way forward. Bring your knees together. We're going to transition now to our hands and knees. And so those of you who are in the chair might want to watch what Sheila does when she comes onto her hands and knees. So we're going to stay in our hands and knees with our hands right underneath our shoulders. Thank you, Sheila. That's a perfect setup. And see how Sheila's knees are right underneath her hips. With an in-breath, Sheila and Dale and I are all going to lift our tailbone, still looking down at the floor, not the head, looking at the floor, just lift the tailbone. And as we exhale, that's where we find ease as we lift our spine up towards the ceiling. So a little bit of effort there in the inhale, lifting the tailbone, and the exhale is where we find an ease in this pose. Anyone concerned about their arms or lymphedema might want to support themselves on their forearms instead of on their wrists. And now from here, finding a nice long spine, I'm going to take the first in-breath to take my right leg back behind me, keeping the right heel, the right toes on the floor. So we don't want to lift that right leg. We want to just keep the toes on the floor. I'm going to take an in-breath to rock my chest forward and an exhale to bring my hips back. So I'm getting a little bit of a rocking back and forth here on my right leg. Inhale, it comes forward. Exhale, finding that easeful spot on the exhale to bring it back. So just rock back and forward on that right leg a few times. And then bring your knees together and we'll do the opposite side. So the in-breath takes that left leg back, toes on the floor, and the exhale rocks you back on the heel. The in-breath always forward, And the exhale, an easy rock backwards. Can you feel that in your calf? It should be giving you a nice calf stretch. Inhale forward, exhale back. And then come with both knees next to each other. And take your right leg back again. But here we're going to turn the right heel to the floor and kickstand that left foot out to the side. On an inhale, I'm going to bring my right arm up towards the ceiling. And as I did in the warm-up, I'm going to tuck it behind my head. So I have a real strong, a lot of effort in that right leg. The in-breath is going to open my chest, and the exhale is going to do what I call dippity-do, dip my elbow down towards the floor. Inhale, it comes up. And exhale, a little dippity-do towards the floor. One more like that. Inhale up. And exhale, dipping it down towards the floor. Release that right hand. Lift the right heel up. And then bring both knees together so we can do the opposite side. So I think that probably Sheila is doing it on her left side. I'm going to bring my left leg back behind me and turning my left heel down onto the floor. Inhaling the left arm straight up towards the ceiling, tucking it behind the head. And before I do that, see how I'm going to move my right foot out to the side to get a little the kickstand effect there. It makes it a little bit easier to balance. Finding balance between effort and ease. That is what yoga helps us do. Inhale, lift the elbow up. Exhale, dip it down. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Last one like that. Inhale up and exhale, bringing both the hand down, turning the back heel up, and exhale, bringing both knees together. And here I want everyone, if you have not already found your block towers or your paper towers, let's find them and get them ready to do some seesawing back and forth. And take your time. Hopefully everybody has these props. If you don't have props or have not done Yoga for Cancer with us before, we have a website that'll help you do a little introduction. So you can see Dale there. She's going to, on an inhale, take her right leg back behind her. And on the exhale, remember, exhaling, soft and easy. Bring that right foot forward between the block towers or your chair. And we're going to rock back and forth here like we did before, but this time on the knee, being careful if you have a chair not to get the knee into the chair, but the knee comes forward. And the exhale brings that right hip softly back. Inhale is the effort of opening the chest, bringing the shoulder blades together. And the exhale, that's where the softness comes from. That's where the ease. Inhale forward one more time. And then exhale, softening back. Come to a place what we call neutral. Look and see if your right knee is on top of your right ankle. That would be neutral. And then bring that knee back and we'll do the left side. So on an inhale, first bring that left leg back. On an exhale, bring that left foot forward. Easy exhale. Inhale, seesaw back and forth with the breath, matching breath and movement. It is the solution to fatigue. Inhale forward and exhale, bringing it back. Inhale, the effort of opening the chest, filling the lungs, matched by the easeful effort of releasing. Then come to neutral again, and just take a second to make sure. The nice thing about block towers and paper towels, unlike the chair, is that you can see that they make a perpendicular line. I'm going to bring both knees together. And this time, try something just a little bit different. On an inhale, that's not different. Bring the right leg back. On an exhale, bring that right foot forward between the blocks. And then climb your hands up onto your right thigh. So we're in upright position. And take your right thumb and put it in your right hip crease and sort of rotate, press down on that right hip crease, okay? So that sort of helps find a grounding to make the effort of what we're going to do in a side bend a little bit more easeful. Take your left hand and slide it up your left thigh. Just keep sliding it up. You're actually giving yourself a little bit of not only a thigh massage, a lymphatic massage, but a psoas. There's a big muscle called the psoas in there. And that gives us the feeling of having that upward movement, which there's a little bit of effort there, but then when we bring our left arm straight up towards the ceiling, we're finding balance now with the effort and the ease as we exhale over to the right side. Let's pulse that about 3 times. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, side bending to the right. Inhale, back to center, and exhale, last one, back to the right. Inhale, come center, and find both hands onto your block towers or whatever. Bring both legs together. So a little bit of effort in these poses, but also a way to find ease. Inhale the left leg back. The out breath, slowly bringing out, 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 brings it forward between the blocks. On an inhale, let the in-breath lift your torso up, both hands onto the left thigh now, and sort of feel a bit of a weight. That magic button that we talk about is in there. And pressing down on that left thigh is going to weight it and ground you. And then using the right hand then to sort of massage up this right side of your body. We get a lymphatic massage here, as well as a psoas muscle massage. Take your next in-breath up and bring the right arm with it. Now, as you exhale, side bending over to the left this time. Woo! And it's a little tippy, so that's effort to keep from falling over. Inhale up, and let's see if now, this time, a little bit more ease, a little bit more stability. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, last side bend in this position. Inhale, come up, and both hands onto your blocks. Bring both feet together, and now we're going to the high lunge, where it will also then work towards coming up to stand. On an in-breath, bring your right leg back. Out breath, it comes forward. Now, tuck your left toes under and use an in-breath. Strong, effortful in-breath to lengthen that right leg, lift the left knee off the floor. Exhale brings that left foot forward between the blocks or forward. Now, you're in a little bit of a chair pose here, heart still looking forward, eyes looking forward, and let a nice inhale sweep your arms all the way up to stand. And exhale, nice and tall. So those of you who may have issues getting from the floor to standing or from standing to the floor, this is how Sheila is using the chair to show you how, and Dale and I are using our block towers, paper towel towers. Okay, standing tall. So what we're going to do here is look a little bit at this chair pose. So if Sheila were to turn around and begin to put she were to turn around with her back to the chair and pretend like she was going to sit in a chair, she'd bend her knees and stick her booty out. There, yeah, okay? But her heart is still lifted. She has a whole elongation to the front of her spine. And then an in-breath is going to press her feet into the floor and come up to stand. So that is what we are doing when we say chair pose. We're imitating what it would look like if she were almost to go into a chair. So that we do on an exhale. So we're going to inhale the arms up. And then as we exhale, bend the knees ever so deeply that you can still keep the heart lifted and hands can come to your block tower or the chair. Good. Now let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, come up. And exhale, bending the knees deeply. So the weight of the body is going back away from you, so it should not stress your knees. Inhale brings you up. And if you're working with the exhale, it should also, as you exhale, bend the knees again, coming back down to chair. Now, on an inhale, with the hands on the blocks or the chair, take your right leg back on an inhale. Nice. And exhale, bring the right knee to the floor. In breath, sweeps the arms out and up, saluting the sun. And the exhale brings the hands back down onto the chair or the blocks. The strong in-breath reaches the right heel back, chest forward, looking forward, and the exhale brings you through that chair shape. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, bend the knees, and let's come all the way down again. Inhale, bring the left leg back. Exhale, bring the left knee to the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And exhale, bring the hands down onto the blocks. So you can see that Dale stopped, put a blanket under her knee, which is really great. We're going to inhale, lift the left knee, still looking forward, always looking forward with heart and eyes. The exhale brings you between the blocks, not the inhale. Don't drop the head. Inhale, flying up. And exhale, arms down by your side. So this is the typical, this is the foundation of Yoga for Cancer step back. And we use it, the reason we use it is because it gives us balance and strength. It takes the effort out of getting into some of our more ambitious standing poses, which we are going to do now. And we're going to do a warrior one pose with ease and less effort. So on an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Deep exhale, kick that booty back, hands to blocks. Inhale, right leg back behind you. And on an exhale, turn the right heel down to the floor to a 40, there. That's a perfect view there of Sheila with her heel on the floor. Walk both hands onto your left thigh. Nice, okay. So what we're gonna do here is the same thing that we did in the low lunge. I'm going to use the weight of the left hand on the left thigh, pressing down. And on an inhale, sweep the right arm straight forward and up towards the ceiling. Keeping balance, taking the effort out. And as we exhale, we're going to bring both hands back down onto our blocks or chair. The inhale lifts the right heel. And the exhale, where do we go with the exhale? Feet together, hips down, heart lifts. Inhale and flying up. And one breath, standing tall in Tadasana. Okay, that's very nice. Let's do the other side. Inhale, see how safe and taking the effort out of this as the exhale brings us down. The in-breath brings that left leg back. Turn the heel down. And then use an inhale to walk your hands up onto your right thigh. Keep pressing down in that right thigh. A little bit of effort there, but that's what's going to make it so easy then to lift the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. And then with an exhale, bringing both hands down onto the blocks. Inhale, lift the left heel, looking forward, and the out breath, exhaling to bring you together. Inhale, sweep you up, and exhale, one breath in Tadasana. So basically that was just half of a warrior one. We're going to do it again, and this time do a real warrior one with both arms in the sky. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. On an exhale, bend your knees, hands to blocks. In breath, taking the right leg back behind you. Exhale, turn the right heel to the floor. In breath, walks both hands onto the left thigh. Keep the left hand there, grounding. In breath, lifts the right arm up. Exhale here, pulling the navel in, getting a little taller. And next in breath, bring the left arm up towards the ceiling into a beautiful warrior one. Lovely. Now, take another in breath if you want. If I get ahead of you or you get behind me in the breathing, don't worry, just breathe at your own pace. But here, we want to find our next out breath to bring the hands down onto the blocks. The in breath, moving with the breath now, matching, lift the right heel, and the exhale brings you forward. Match movement to breath. Inhale, always elongates, brings us up. And exhale, one breath in Tadasana, arms down. Okay, so let's do a real complete warrior one on the opposite side. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to blocks. In breath takes the left leg back this time and turns the heel down. An in breath will walk your hands up, bringing the torso up nice and tall. To stay tall, keep pressing down, but use an in breath to release the left arm straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale here, press down as you exhale, getting stronger in that right leg. Find an in breath to lift the right arm up, full warrior one. And find your next exhale, your next out breath. Come forward to the blocks on breathing out. Match your movement to breath. Inhale, lift the back heel, and the out breath, of course, is what brings the left foot forward. The inhale flies you all the way up. And exhale, whew, stand tall. Now, from here, we're going to step back into what I call pyramid pose, which is a place where we can do some other fun, fancy things. So let's start the same way. On an inhale, sweep the arms out and up. On an exhale, bend your knees, placing your hands on the blocks. On an in-breath, take the right leg back behind you. On an out-breath, turn that right heel down onto the floor. And then you might want to walk that right foot in just a little closer so that your stance is not quite so long. Good. And on an inhale, look forward. With your exhale, straighten your left leg and bring your hands onto your hips. So with the hands on the hips, the legs straight and strong, let the hips face forward like spotlights. Both hips have a spotlight on them. On an inhale, bring your chest wide and open, flapping your wings behind you, flapping your elbows together. And as you exhale, begin to bring your chest forward, heart coming forward, keeping what we call a flat back. Inhale, comes up, and exhale, creasing in that left hip crease as you come forward over your left leg. One more like that, just keeping, don't bend. We're going to keep folding, not bending. And those elbows keep trying to come together on your back. Might be a little testy here too of your balance, so be aware of that. Now, inhale again, come up, elbows together, and the exhale brings you forward. Stay forward and let your hands release onto your left leg, wherever it comes without losing your flat back. You can see Sheila's front and back spine are the same length. And on an exhale, slide the hands up to the groin. Inhale comes back down to that same spot. So remember where that spot was. The exhale slides it up. The inhale brings you forward in a forward fold, a little bit of effort there. But the exhale slides the hands up, maybe giving that left thigh a little bit of a massage. I know it feels good on me. Okay, good. Now, Inhale, coming forward again to that same spot. Release the right hand onto your block or your chair. And then next inhale, sweep the left arm out to the side, taking a twist. Exhale, bring it down onto your block or your chair. Put a little bend in your left knee. Inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, bring both feet together, moving with your breath. Rock the hips and inhale, fly all the way up. And exhale, one breath in Tadasana. Okay, so we made a pyramid with our body. We're making shapes with our body, trying to remember them, using our proprioception to remember them. Let's do the other side. Inhale, arms up. Chair pose, deep bend in the knees. Remember what chair pose looks like. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left heel to the floor to 45 degrees, so the hips are looking forward. Walk it in a little bit, so it's not such a deep stance. And then straighten your right leg and bring your hands to your hips, making sure that the spotlights, the headlights of your hips are going forward. Inhale here, bring the shoulders together on your back. Good for range of motion. And the exhale folds you forward, keeping front and back of the spine the same length. Inhale brings you up. It's the out breath that brings you forward. One more, coming up with an in breath. Now this time as you exhale with front and back spine the same distance, you're going to stay there and let your hands slide to that spot before you want to take a bend. And then from here, we're going to inhale once more. And the exhale slides the hands up into the groin. Good. Inhale, slide it down to where that spot was. And the exhale again, sliding the hands up. It's a little bit of lymphatic massage going on here, but also a nice little massage of your right quad. The inhale brings you forward. Last one, sliding it up. Next one, when you come down, flat back, and take and put your left hand on the tower. In breath brings the right arm out to the side, taking a twist on your exhale, and then bringing the hand back down onto the block. Little bend in the right knee, look forward, inhale, and as you exhale, back to that chair shape. Hips go down, heart lifts, inhale, flying up, and exhale, one breath into Tadasana. The immune system is working very strong and hard here now, both with all of this breathing and a little bit of lymph moving, and it's helping the immune system come into a little bit of ease. Now, we're going to do what I find to me is my most favorite pose in yoga, which is triangle. And we'll put a little bit of movement in matching to breath in that too. So again, sweep the arms out and up. Chair pose, deep bend in the knees, hands to blocks. Let's start right side, leg back to just about where it was for that pyramid pose. Turn the heel down and maybe out just a little bit more. Inhale, look forward. And then as you exhale, straighten the left leg, making sure that your left hand is still under your left shoulder. If it isn't, then move your right foot in. That means your stance is too long. Good. All right. Now, with the right arm, you're going to inhale and sweep it forward and then up towards the ceiling as you twist your chest open to the right. Good. Exhale and tuck that right hand behind your head like we did in the warm-up. Inhale here. Exhale, point the elbow towards the floor. So 2 more of those. The in-breath lengthens and stretches and twists that spine. And the exhale pulls the navel in, finding ease in the center of our body. Inhale up. And exhale, letting the elbow point towards the block. Bring your right hand to it. Look forward, put a little bend in the left knee. Lift the right heel. Inhale and exhale, chair pose, feet together. Arms fly all the way up. And let's just go right back down through chair pose. That's with an exhale. Exhaling, 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 hands to blocks. In breath takes the left leg back now to a little shorter stance than you would do in Warrior One. Walk it in, but turn the toes way far out. So you have almost a 90 degree. You can see very clearly there on Sheila. Now, we're going to first lengthen the right leg, pulling the right hip back to just see that the right hand still stays under the right shoulder. If not, pull the left foot in. Next in breath, let's take that left arm, bring it all the way out in front of you. And here's where the big twisting happens as my left chest opens up to the left side of my mat. Exhale and put the left hand behind the head. Inhale, lift the left elbow. Exhale, pointing down. Inhale, left elbow up. Exhale, pointing it down. One more, up. And exhale, point it towards the block of paper towel and release your hand. Okay, now a little bend in the right knee. Inhale, lift the left heel. And exhale, both feet together. Through chair pose, drop the hips as much as you need to. It can be a little or a lot, and arms come up. Exhale, one breath into Tadasana. Okay, so now we're going to prepare to do a few things on the floor using our towers to get there. But I'm going to use my paper towels once I get down on the floor. I think Dale, you're going to use a blanket, right? Okay, we're preparing for slumber party. We're all going to go to a slumber party. And Dale is going to take her blanket and roll it up and place it in the middle of her mat. To the side of her mat, I'm sorry, to the side of her mat, right? And I think Sheila's using a bolster to the side of her mat. Okay, good. All right, now inhale, arms up, chair pose, exhale. Inhale, right leg back, exhale, right knee to the floor. Inhale, look forward, and the exhale brings both knees together. And you might want to walk your knees back a little bit. And then bring your blanket or your bolster. You can see I'm using my paper towels and put them right between you on in front of your knees. And then come back onto hands and knees. Okay. Come back onto hands and knees, but walk your hands a little bit forward than you would normally do in cat and cow. So I'm not quite as underneath my shoulders with my wrists. Tuck your toes under, and on an inhale, bring your heart forward and see if your thighs don't just land right on top of the bolster or the blanket. You can, for me, I'm right on top of my paper towels. Just your thighs, not your belly, not your hips, your thighs. Okay, good. And if it's not right there under your thighs, then reorganize it, move it back so it does. And then tuck your toes, and with an inhale, look forward and use the exhale to draw your hips back towards your heels. Okay, we're going to just do that little pulse there a few times. The inhale comes forward. I can feel the bolster on top of my thighs. The exhale rocks my hips back. One more. Inhale coming forward. Exhale rocking back. And now place your forearms on the floor. So you have the same similar shape. And the toes are tucked under. On an inhale, stretch your chest forward. Thighs can still be on the block. Exhale, bring them back. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, and back. And then come forward again. Thighs on top of your prop. But maybe if you tuck your toes under just strong enough, you might use an in-breath to lift those thighs up off of the block or the blanket, whatever it's on. This is pretty intense, a lot of effort here. And then slowly let the thighs rest onto the block. Stay on your elbows, but with an in-breath, we're going to do what's called slumber party. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold it back down. So you've taken this position at slumber parties where you sit and talk with all your friends. That's why we call it this. So each in-breath brings the chest up, and each exhale brings the chest down. And then walk yourself back onto your hands and knees. Remove the bolster or blanket, whatever you have, or your paper towels, and put them underneath your wrists. On an inhale, take your right leg back. On an exhale, bring the right foot forward between. Sheila might want to use her chair or not here. The in-breath lifts the left heel, and the out-breath brings it together. Drop your hips, and through chair, come all the way up to stand. And one breath in Tadasana. So someday somebody's going to write me a note and ask why we always start with the right leg. I hope you do, and I will write you back an answer. So now it's time for some balancing. And here I'm going to test a little bit of your balancing of effort and ease, and also balancing your attention with matching breath and movement. So the first thing we're going to do is you can take your blocks, your chair, whatever you have, and step back from them just a little bit to what we call warrior three pose. So I'm going to come and place my hands on the block so my back is flat. I'm looking straight down at the floor. My feet are separated just a little bit. And the first one we're going to do is take our right leg back behind us, just like this. On an inhale, I'm going to put a little bend in the left knee. On the exhale, I'm going to engage that left leg and bring it up. That's the effort, okay? Inhale, looking forward. Exhale, put a little effort in it. Inhale, relax. Exhale, lift it up, only as high as it wants to go. So bring the feet together, we'll do the other side. So step the opposite leg back, just keep it there on the floor. But the in-breath is going to bend that opposite leg. The standing leg bends. Exhale, the standing leg engages. Inhale, it bends. Exhale, it engages. One more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, engage. Okay? So that's a shape that you can see I have, Dale and Sheila have, that we call a shape of a modified warrior three. Bring your feet together. So what we're going to do now is another shape. So remember these shapes you're putting your body in, and then we're going to combine them in what's called a flow, a vinyasa. So this is where you might want to use a wall. That's perfectly fine if you use a wall. But you're just going to stand tall. Maybe, Sheila, you want to use a wall. And we're just getting a little closer to it. There you go. All right, good. And we're just going to lift the leg that is away from the wall and catch onto it. So just lifting the leg, catching onto it. Good. All right, now holding on to that one leg. Woo! I mean, that takes a little bit of effort. I'm a little wobbly here. I don't know about you, but standing on one, can you put your pants on standing on one leg? I mean, you know, I wobble around a little bit when I try to do that, but I try and do that every day. But it takes a while for those muscles to adjust. That's a bit of effort. And put it down, okay? And then Sheila probably wants to switch to the opposite side and bring the other leg up, all right? So it's okay to wobble. Wobble is actually good. Wobble means your muscles are working. They're adjusting to keep you safe, to keep you upright. There's nothing wrong with a wobble. That's really good. Okay, and bringing it down. Okay, so now, standing at the wall, putting one hand on the wall. I'm actually going to do that too so that I can send the right signals. I'm going to put my right hand on the wall, bring my left leg up, and then inhale, bend the right leg. Exhale, straighten. So we're putting out that little bit of movement in with the movement matched to breath. Inhale, it bends. Exhale, it straightens. And then switching, doing the opposite side. Left hand on the wall, right leg up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. So do that 2 or 3 more times on your own breath. Learning to match breath and movement. Make all of these moves so much easier if you are matching breath to the right movement. Good. All right, we ready for the big one now? So we're going to combine those. And if you're using the wall and feel steadier there, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to start with my left leg, bring it up, okay? Inhale, bend it. And as I exhale, I'm going to straighten it and come forward onto my blocks to warrior 3. Okay? Inhale, a little bend in that standing leg. And it's the exhale that's going to straighten that leg and bring me back to my lifted leg position. Whoa. All right. A little bit of effort there. Just try, if you just want to stay with the leg lifted, that's fine. But the challenge is to see if you can manage all that wobbling and use the breath. Match the breath with movement. So I'm going to do the opposite side now. Start with lifting my right leg. Inhale, bend the left. As I exhale, I straighten and come into my warrior 3 pose. Woo, you can see I'm a little wobbly. Inhale, I bend. Exhale, I come up. And then stand tall. And then we'll do that one more time and you will see, I bet you, there's less wobble. Okay, so starting here. Left leg comes up. Inhale, bend standing leg. Exhale, straightens it and brings you forward. It's the exhale that moves you between poses. Inhale, bend. Exhale, coming back up and finding that lifted leg. Whew. It was easier, right? I did less wobbling the 3rd time. Final leg. Inhale right up. Bend left as you inhale. And the exhale straightens the standing leg as we come into warrior 3. Inhale, bend. And the exhale is going to bring me up all steady and strong. Woo! And standing tall. Okay, now guess what you deserve. We're all going to come down onto our onto the mat, and if you are not comfortable with doing that except through a chair, grab your chair, and I would suggest everyone grab their blocks or their paper towels, stand between them, always starting with the step back to stand between whatever your structure is. On an inhale, sweep the arms up. On an exhale, bend the knees, hands to blocks, booty back. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, bring it to the floor. Inhale once here, and exhale, then move that left knee to join it. And then walk yourself over to one side or the other. It doesn't matter what side. And swing your legs around in front of you. And Sheila, we're going to do Dandasana, so you're perfectly placed. You stay right there. So you can see Sheila's using her hands to press into the floor, and with a little bit of effort, she's going to press down as she reaches her heels forward, her chest opens, lifts, and as she exhales, she's going to softly make the breath leave the lungs and soften in her navel. That's where the ease comes from. So one more like that. Inhale, reach through the heels, lift the crown of the head high, and exhale, softening through the navel, releasing the breath. And then from here, keep the left leg where it is, bring the right knee in towards your chest. And we've been practicing holding on to the back of the thigh. Let's do it again here. On an inhale, let that leg lengthen out in front of you. And on an exhale, pull that thigh in towards your chest. Again, matching breath and movement. Inhale, it lengthens. Exhale, it pulls inward. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, pull it inward. And then let's straighten that right leg out and try it on the left side. So bending the left knee, holding on underneath the left knee. Inhale, lengthen that left leg. Exhale, pulling it in. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, pulling it in. Last one. And pull it in. Okay, good. Now from here, Sheila, you have a block there handy, right? You don't want to use a chair for this. All right. And Dale, I know, has a block. I'm going to use my paper towel again. So let's start with the left side. So place the paper towel or the block on the left side of your thigh. Bring the right leg in. Hold on to the right ankle and cross that right ankle across the left leg like you were going to stack up logs, and let the right foot rest. As you can see on my paper towel, my feet are getting a little dirty. And sit up nice and tall. So I'm supporting my right foot underneath the paper towel, and my left leg is nice and strong. Its toes are pointed up. Inhale, both arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, left hand down, elongate again, and then a deep side bend over to the left side. Oh, that feels so good. Inhale, both arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, twisting both arms to the right. So we're really bringing out the inside of our abdominal, all our abdominal organs. Let's lengthen that right leg out and move the block or the paper towel to the opposite side. Inhale, bring the left leg in. Take the left heel with your right hand and cross it over onto the paper towel or the block. Let it just stabilize there. Let the right toes point up towards the ceiling and the left toes point parallel to your right leg. An in-breath to bring both arms straight up, and an exhale to bring the right arm down. Inhale again, get really long on the left side, and take a nice side bend away from your left leg. Inhale, coming back up to center with both arms, and the exhale, moving with your breath, twists you to the left. Inhale back to center. And as you exhale, lengthen both legs out, bring your arms down. And then we'll do what I tried to do last week and got a little bit of cramping in my legs, but I think I'll be all right this week. So bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. So we're going to pretend like our legs are seaweeds and they're flowing with the ocean waters. And they're also flowing with our breath. So the movement of our breath is going to move the direction or the movement of our legs. So what would that mean? Inhaling comes to center. Exhaling goes to one side. And a nice stretch on that side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the opposite side. Turn your head to the opposite side. Inhale, center. Now do it on your own, always moving the twist on your exhale. Inhale, centers. Exhale, twisting. And then come back to center on your in-breath. Walk yourself down onto your elbows. And we'll do the same thing. Maybe here, I know for me, it's a little easier to get a bigger twist with my knees, from my elbows. Inhale, center. Exhale, brings the twist. Head to the opposite side, just like the mermaid. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Couple more on your own breath. You should know now how to match breath and movement. The inhale is a centering, elongation, and the movement, twist or bending, comes with the out breath. And slowly now walk yourself all the way down, keeping your knees bent, feet on the floor, and separate those feet just slightly so they come out, knees still staying bent, but the feet are a little wider than your knees. Almost like you are locking them together with a piece of Velcro. And then, of course, if you are someone who may need to put something underneath the back of your neck, I think Sheila reached and put something underneath. Did she? No, I thought she had put something under her neck. But that is an option. It's not something that is necessary, but it is certainly an option that could feel nice. But everyone, wherever they are, neck supported or not, should take their arms, as Sheila has, slightly away from her body, and then turn the palms up towards the ceiling. Letting the palms face the ceiling and maybe even the fingers stretching out just slightly as you inhale. Slowly now, gather those fingers in to make a fist. Balancing effort and ease has been the focus of our class today. So a few more times on your own breath, letting the in-breath be the effort to opening the palms, stretching them wide, and the slow, slow softening inward with your out breath. A few more times on your own. And then slowly let both the fingers rest and let your breath become very natural and calm. Try not to change it in any way. Breath awareness comes from just experiencing what is happening when you breathe in and breathe out. Not too soft, not too hard. Just feel what happens when you breathe. Don't try to change. Just breathe. Both yoga and cancer are good teachers. And with both, we fall apart a little bit, but in different ways. Yoga can give us the courage to find the tools to put that falling apart back together. Yoga teaches us to listen to the body. And yoga guides us to new ways of using the body. It can help us find space to breathe. And it can help us turn effort into ease. You are in your own space, so feel free to stay there as long as you wish. Or bring your feet together and your knees to one side. Roll to a modified fetal position. And then slowly using your top arm to press yourself up to sit. Sit however is comfortable for you, with your hips slightly lifted, your spine long and tall. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. And we will do one Om together to close our class, remembering that it is a sound made with your exhale. And that exhale will bring you ease. Inhale. Namaste. Thank you for joining me again. I can't see all of you out there. I know you're out there. I have heard from some people, and I'm delighted every time I do. Take care of yourselves, and be free to watch any of our videos that are online again. And also there is a link in the invitation to this class that if you are new to yoga and new to Yoga for Cancer, can provide you with some tips on how to do the Yoga for Cancer methodology. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Sheila. And I hope to see you again here. I'll be here for you as long as I possibly can on Monday at 2 o'clock.